Welcome back into Icarus. We're planning here. This is just a quick episode. I wanted to do a quick update thing. We're going to be doing some work here on Thursday where we're trying to prep for Null Zone that's going to be dropping on Friday. I'm going to talk and stream about more of the particulars about what I'm planning to do in preparation to go into Null Zone. But something that came up, I'm going to bring up a map here really quick and bring it all the way out, and we'll talk about this a little bit. There was a trailer that dropped. Null Zone is going to be this bottom section. There's a big old section down here that's not here. There are some areas I haven't discovered yet. There's volcanic over here. This whole area down here has not yet been discovered. And that's going to be the Null Zone. But there's a drop that came in for a trailer. And I want to go into the trailer and talk about what's happened in the trailer. So let's bring up the trailer. I'm going to stop and look at it a few points. Look down in the description for a link. If you really want to experience the trailer, go there. This is not about playing the trailer. This is about getting the information out and talking a little bit about it. So let's bring up that little puppy.
Welcome to the Null Sector, our first true hardcore experience.
No matter what they try from orbit, they just can't get a clear picture of what's down there.
So you can see they're talking about down here being at the bottom, and they're talking about this being a true hardcore experience. My entire run this time through has been on hardcore. So hardcore means that we're going to be having a higher DPS coming out of the creatures. They're going to have more health, and there's a few other things that are going to occur, and they're going to talk about a few more things they're going to add to this. Let's take a listen.
You'll have no map.
Hold up. So now they're talking about no map. So you remember before when I was saying this whole section down in here is going to be where the Null Sector is? It seems from what they're saying is that once you get into this area, you can't bring up this map and actually see what's going on. You'll just probably see your icon moving along the screen and nothing else. So that means that I'm likely to have to bring in things or have methodologies to track where I'm going. So I might have to put down beacons to be able to mark my place like we did up here. We've got some beacons down for the different drill zones. I may need to bring in some beacons so they can mark like, here's the cave exit. And that way I can try to work my way there, or here's whatever. I may also need to leverage a physical landmark. So I might need to build something that's kind of high, out of concrete, get up there like 4 or 5 stories up so that I can see it from a distance and know that's my place, or even base it up. I'm going to talk about that in a minute too. So let's now go back and take a listen to what else is going to make this hardcore.
No external supply pods, and incredibly limited resources.
No external supply, but I don't use supply pods anyway. So those are the ones that drop down either during the mission where they give you stuff, or where you interact with the planet up above or your station, and you drop things down from the workshop. So you can't bring anything down from the workshop. Fair enough. Not doing that anyway. Extremely limited resources. So I could take this to mean a couple of things. One, either the nodes, those little mining rocks that you see that as we run around, are non-existent or very rare. And the only way to get resources is through deep vein mines, or they literally mean no resources, which means everything that you're bringing in it on your back.
Everything you need, you'll have to bring in with you.
Oof. So that's
even the creatures here have been mutated with exotics.
So here's one of the floaters. You can see that on the top here, it's got little spikes coming out. And I think we've got a bear.
The Null Sector will also.
So yeah, we see spikes coming off the jaguar here. So that tells me that I'm gonna have potentially. I'm hoping for the same behavior, but maybe that's additional health. Maybe it's additional damage when they hit.
Include the debut of our new approach to missions. These are
a new approach to missions. So so they've already done a couple things. In the beginning, this used to be all mission based. Then they switched into an open world format where you could take missions on the open world, and they've been converting. And they just recently dropped about 12 more missions on open world that were converted from mission only on Olympus. This sounds like they're going to be doing something different. I'm going to suspect that it's an evolving mission. So you get down, maybe, and actually, I think
more immersive, engaging, and will include our first inclusion of NPCs you'll meet along the way.
My team are badly injured. We ran out.
So I think what their new missions might be are ones that are assigned to you from the NPCs, more WoW-ish or MMO-ish in nature, rather than going to the encryption or the contact device to get your missions. So that actually sounds kind of interesting. So that could either be assigned from creatures, or, like I said, there might be a chance where you come across something and it just triggers a mission because you've walked into the cave and there's something going on. I'm really interested to see how that works out.
Out of food and water days ago.
Looks like the same thing. Now, what is that? So we know we're going to run into bears. We know we're going to run into jaguars. We know we're going to run into the floaters. I forget what they're called now in the game. This is reminiscent of something like a sandworm, but it seems to be even larger than the large sandworm boss.
Null sector will be free for everyone who owns New Frontiers. It is a true hardcore experience for the players who...
That was a stalker that just went by. So I think we just recently encountered stalkers on the live stream. They're the ones that they'll rush at you and then they do a side dodge. So if you're shooting them with arrows and things, it could be a problem. Here they're just demonstrating something that already is existence in Prometheus. If you build a wood house near a lava flow, it'll set the wood house on fire and burn it to the ground. Basically, you have to consider that when there's lava around, that there's an open flame nearby and it will light stuff on fire.
Wants that extra challenge.
Looks like a lot of caves. What? Let's go back. What was that? That looks like a new boss mob. So, for... At least it doesn't look like it's going to be heavily armored, so we're going to have to deal with maybe some kind of a debuff. But we're going to want to stack different kinds of attacks on that if we can. There's a sandworm boss coming in. We don't find
the Null sector
that challenging.
coming soon.
We've got a poison pill.
Icarus.
So there we go. There's the Icarus Null sector trailer. Again, go down and take a look in the description for a link to this trailer to see the details. But again, we saw a few things in here. Let's just go back and take a look. So we got sandworm bosses coming in
soon.
Give me theirs. We got the sandworm boss we're going to have to deal with. Looks like there's some kind of mysterious, I don't know what to call that. A horned reindeer kind of frozen biome thing. These little lava dudes, we've already encountered lava dude here. Where was that? That one right there. I think we've seen some of these on in the swamp area, and they come in charged. They're pretty armored. They come in, and then they'll at some point stop, suck in a big old breath, and become flame enabled. So they turn all hot and lit lava-like, and they spray all sorts of love in the area. We've looked at the thing there. There's the stalker that we talked about. I've got one over the bed on my live stream. And it's got nice, big old long nails. It does inflict deep wounds. A fairly tough critter. Looks like we're going to have a lot of underground stuff going on. This base here, I'm wondering, this looks like, I see a body, so I think this is a pre-existing base that we're going to be discovering. And it also tells me that we're going to be in an Arctic zone. We've seen an Arctic zone. We've seen a volcanic zone. I don't think I saw... well, is that one right there? What is that? No, that's just more of the Arctic. We're looking around here. I want to see if there's anything other than Arctic and volcanic. I don't think I see anything here that's other than Arctic and volcanic. Wait, where are you there? You're here?
Have no map, no external supply pods, and incredible...
No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to see this. So yeah, okay, so we saw that your icon is on the map, but it's hidden. So that's an interesting aspect, but at least you can get a relative feeling for distance. So I suspect the compass is going to work north, south, east, and west. So we won't have to worry about that. And like I said, I don't think there was any other. No. So I don't see anything else. So that means that when we get into our map and our preparations here, one of the things we'll want to do is stage. I believe there's actually, hold up, let me go back and take a look at that map, because I think that was fully fleshed out, was it not?
Picture of what's down there.
I can't see all the way up. But I'm wondering if the entrance, I don't see an open entrance down here. I think there's an area down here that is feels like a current block. There also feels like there's an area up there. There's a current block by the volcanic one. There's also, and if we switch over here, let's just take a look at my map. So I think there's an area down here. I think there's going to be an area over here. There is also an area over here for the miasmic experiment mission, where there's a cave that is seriously long. It does eventually end in a big old cavernous area. That could be the entrance, because it feels to me like it's meant for something, but there's nothing down there. There's some nodes of resources and stuff, but there's nothing else down there. So it feels like it was intended for some purpose. So I'm wondering if that might be a thing. So I might pre-stage gear over at the miasmic place. I might do on Thursday. I'm going to do I think the miasmic work, and then I'm going to go for the boss for the regular Prometheus side, and so you can come watch that. And then I'm going to use that stuff to go on. I want to do the miasmic because I believe that drops the cryogenic compound bow, and I want to use the cold steel compound bow, and I want to use that. So come and join me on my live stream Thursday, starting up at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and see me fight the boss and also the miasmic thing there. I'm going to run for 3 or 4 hours. And then Friday, we're going to go ahead and start Null Sector, assuming that everything drops as expected. Take care. Bye-bye.